So you're planning your next trip and you're thinking about what you need to pack in order to make your trip less stressful, more smooth, and to make your airport experience as easy as possible. Well, today's video is going to be helpful for you because in today's video, I'm going to be covering with you how I'm packing for my trip to Vancouver in Canada, and also some of the tools that I'm going to be using to make packing more fun, organized, keep it really simple, and also less stressful. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned. Salutations, guys. It is officially the night before I leave for Vancouver, BC, and so I am doing my regular packing routine. I typically pack at nighttime just so that if I'm working during the day, which I did today, then I have time to get all the work out of the way. I like to do my cleaning and kind of pre-travel ritual beforehand, and then I like to do packing last. Packing is actually something I enjoy, and I want to walk you through it, just kind of how I pack for a trip, some of the things that I include, how I pack my suitcase versus how I pack my carry-on, and some of the little gadgets and tools that I use to also help me stay organized. So I'm excited to walk you through everything. I just want to show you really quickly, just one of the very first things that I do when I'm packing, aside from of course taking out my suitcase, is laying everything out in the bed that I'm going to be taking with me. So you can see I have everything laid out here, and I've organized my outfits for the days that I'm going to be there. I have little things like socks, underwear, purses, everything that's going to go in my suitcase is all laid out there, and I'm going to show you how I put it all together. So I got these packing cubes. I ordered this set from Amazon. It's a 7-piece set, I believe. I'm going to pull everything out and show you all the contents individually. This is what I'm going to be using to pack. And then I have some other little fun things that help me stay organized as well. And I will show you what each of those things are as we go through this video. So I'm going to be going through with you the set of packing cubes that I'm going to be using to pack for this trip. It is actually a gift from a dear friend of mine, Olivia. So shout out to you, Liv. And I'm going to go through just the contents and then kind of what you might use each one of them for. I will show you. It comes with the standard 3 sizes of packing cubes. Actually, technically 4, but 2 of them are about the same size. So this is the largest one, I believe. So this is what it looks like. And I do like that the larger ones have these straps inside to help compress the clothes, or really whatever content you put in there, just to make it a little easier to zip it up once it's filled with items. That's the largest size that it comes with. This is the medium size. Similarly, this also has these straps inside. And then it has two smaller sizes, one with a mesh, one without a mesh, but they are pretty much the same size. So that's what these look like. So those are kind of the standard cubes that you would use for packing your clothes. If you're taking things like sheets, towels, all that kind of stuff would typically go in there. And then it also came with a shoe bag, which I'm super grateful for because I don't like to pack my shoes just kind of loosely with my clothes, so I really appreciate that. It came with this draw tie bag as well, which for me, this is just another shoe bag because I typically am going to be taking more than one pair of shoes with me. So I just use this as a second shoe bag. It just doesn't have a zipper, but it has the drawstring. And then it came with this little toiletries bag, just like this. And then it also came with this, which is I guess kind of like for your makeup, that kind of stuff to put in here. But I do have a separate bag that I pack all that stuff in. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to put in this one yet, but we'll see. So before I start packing everything into the packing cubes and then into the suitcase, I want to share with you 3 essential things that for me help make traveling light and easy and comfortable. That's always something that's really important to me, is to travel as light and with as much ease as possible. And I've been on this consistent journey of how do I make this better, easier, more comfortable, more fun, less stressful, all that kind of stuff. So some of the things I'm going to share with you right now are tools that help me do that. And then I'm always looking for new tools, tricks, tips, learning from other people, learning from you as to how I can change up my routine and make it a little easier or lighter or more fun for myself. So first thing first, I have this cable organizer. So this is from the company Bag Smart. You can order this on Amazon. It's fairly inexpensive, maybe between $10 to $15. I think it was less than 10 to be honest. But this is what it looks like on the inside. It has a place for SIM cards, which is great if you are someone who travels and makes content while you travel, or if you're just going to be taking videos and pictures and all that kind of stuff, and you have technology or tools that are going to use things like SIM cards. So it has a spot for SIM cards, has these little pockets here for your chargers and your cables, all that kind of stuff. So once I've put in all my electronics, I'll show you what this looks like once it's full. And it's pretty durable. So it's also a great resource. Again, very inexpensive. You can order it off of Amazon. This is one of my favorite things to travel with. It just makes life so much easier. And I put this in my carry-on, not in my suitcase, but it also makes it easier when you're going through security, right? So you don't have to like pull out all cables and stuff, which is what I used to do, is like have things tangled, my headphones and my chargers and all that kind of stuff, because I always took that stuff on the plane with me and carried it in my carry-on backpack, or actually typically it was a backpack. So this has been really helpful. I'll show you what it looks like once I have all my electronics in here, so you can see once all that comes together. So that's the first one. The second one is kind of a two-in-one, but I put these two things together. Now it is a sleep mask and a travel blanket, a compact travel blanket. So again, both of these things you can order off of Amazon. And for sleep mask, I'd go with what makes the most sense for you, what you like, what you're most comfortable with. For me, what was important with this sleep mask, this is my absolute favorite sleep mask. The company is MZOO, MZOO. Why this is so important for me is because I love this design in that it has these little indents in it for your eyes, so that when you have this on, it's not putting any pressure on your eyes. It has a really durable, like thick strap, and it's adjustable as well. So if you need to make it larger or smaller, you got your hair done, you don't want it to push down on your hair, all that kind of stuff. It's really great for that. And on top of that, this thing lets no light through. Absolutely no light. So I have two of these actually. One specifically for travel, so this one stays with my suitcase, and then I have one at home that I use like on a regular daily basis, pretty much in the summertime. And I'm telling you, nothing penetrates this. You could be shooting a film with all those lights around and nothing gets through this. I absolutely love it. So that's why I love this, and it just makes it easier if you're tired on a plane and you need to get some rest, but maybe it's light outside, people around you have their window open, or your neighbor has the light on that's on the airplane. So it just makes it a little more convenient if you do want to catch a nap and not have that light coming through. So sleep mask as well as a portable blanket. This is literally just a blanket, nothing fancy. It's pretty thin, but it's long enough to like actually wrap around you. And this company is Blue Hills, if you're interested in ordering one. Also, it has a carabiner, which for me is always important because I hate carrying things in my hands. I don't care what it is. I do not want to be holding anything. I want hands-free all the time. So I always I have a bunch of carabiners that I just have with me in case I need to like clip something to something else, so I don't have to hold it. But this actually came with a carabiner, so bonus points for them. And last but not least, one of my absolute favorite things to travel with is a neck pillow. Now, I got this from Winners, which is like one of my favorite stores of all time. Absolutely love that store. However, I have heard a lot of people talk about neck pillows and why they're not a fan, or they don't get the hype around it, or how they don't think that they're useful. Let me tell you something. I almost guarantee you've probably been using the neck pillow wrong. And I had to learn this for myself when I traveled to Europe, and my husband and I were taking a bunch of flights. We went from London to Rome, and then we went to Vienna, we went to Graz. We were traveling a lot. And so I was taking this neck pillow with me all the time. And similarly, I was like, this isn't quite comfortable. But then I realized I was doing it wrong. So let me share this tip with you. This is probably if you take nothing else from this video, I promise this will change the way you see neck pillows and will also help you travel more comfortably. So typically when people have a neck pillow, they take it like this and they put it around their neck, right? And then they fall asleep, whatnot. However, here's the thing. If you fall asleep and your head tends to move backwards, then this position is perfect for you because most of the support is at the back. However, with me, when I fall asleep, my head tends to fall forward. So depending on the way your head falls when you're sleeping or the way your head tends to tilt, you need to turn the pillow in that direction so you get the most support. That is what makes the biggest difference with neck pillows. So for me, I actually use my neck pillow like this. Or actually I tend to turn it like this just so that it doesn't like fall directly off, because like this it's a little easier to slide off. So I tend to turn it like this so that I have support under here, because my head falls forward when I fall asleep. Whereas I know my husband's, he's tend to like tilt sideways, so then he turns the pillow again similarly sideways, so that you have the most support wherever your head tends to tilt. I promise you, it will revolutionize the way you use neck pillows and will make it so much better for you. So there is your free tip. You're welcome. If you do try this on your next trip, on your next flight, please let me know in the comments, because I would love to know if that made a difference for you. So this is number 3 of my travel tools that make it super easy for me to travel and just make it a more enjoyable experience. I also keep socks for the plane just kind of stuffed in between here in this case. You just never know. I don't take off my shoes on the plane, but I don't know, in case it gets super cold. I'm always cold on planes, so I always try to keep things that will keep me warm while I'm traveling. So that is that. I keep this all in this case. Similarly, I don't have the carabiner on here, but I attach it to my suitcase so that this can then go around my suitcase, or sometimes I just put this over the handle. Again, I hate carrying things in my hands. So I find ways to attach things, loose things to other things so that I don't have to carry anything, but everything's all together. So that's number 3. I'm now going to show you packing and what packing looks like for me, and how I put all of my clothes and stuff together in the packing cubes to fit into my suitcase. So in addition to having all of my clothes laid out, I will show you, I also have my suitcase. I have shoes laid out that I'm going to be taking with me. This is a travel size suitcase, a carry-on size suitcase. I aspire to do all of my travel in a carry-on, so hence why that is there. And then again, just all the stuff laid out that I'm going to be taking with me. So stay tuned. So the first thing that I'm going to be doing is using a space saver bag to pack miscellaneous items that aren't necessarily outfits, but of course I still need for my trip. So this includes things like towels, my purses. I packed a raincoat in there, and anything that might have an irregular shape or might not fit nicely into one of the packing cubes that I'm going to be using. So I'm putting this all together inside of a space saver bag. Ideally, towels and anything flat will go at the bottom, and anything that has a abnormal or a bulky shape would then go up top or towards the back. Once I've done that, I'm zipping up the bag now, and I'm going to use the handheld pump in order to remove the air from the bag and to compress it. This pump is really convenient because you can also travel with it and pack it in your suitcase to bring it with you. That way you have a pump available to you when you're packing to return back home from your trip as well, without having to locate or find a vacuum of your own. You'll notice that I kept one of my purses out. That's just because it's more of a structured bag and less flexible, so I didn't want to compress that particular one. What I'm doing now is folding up my clothes according to outfit. Once these outfits are completely folded, then I'll go ahead and pack them together inside of the packing cubes. So I always put tops with bottoms so that I have the full outfit laid out. I count according to my days, how many outfits I'll need per day, etc. If I need a change of clothes, I make sure that's all there. I have a light coat that I'm bringing with me, as well as just some other things like extra pieces of clothing, just in case, you need to switch out a top or a bottom here or there. So I'm rolling all of my clothes up. I like to roll them in order to pack, and now it's time to put them inside the packing cubes. So I'll be using the large packing cube, the largest size available for all of my outfits. I like to put all of my outfits together so that I know that that one packing cube has all of the outfits I'll need for the trip.
anything that doesn't fit in the large packing cube will then overflow into the medium size packing cube. I like to use the big ones first. Once those ones are filled, then I move down in size. One of the great things about these packing cubes, again, is the fact that it has the compressible straps on the inside. So once the items are inside, you can then clip the straps together and add a little bit more pressure to get them to fit nicely inside the packing cube so that it maintains its shape. Next, I'll be packing my shoes inside of the shoe bags that are available as part of the packing set. And it's always nice to have that separate so that you know your shoes aren't going to be rubbing against your clothing, especially after you've been wearing them throughout your trip. And finally, in this case, I'll be using the toiletries bag that came as part of the packing cube set. I'll be using that for my socks. And voila, that is it.
So I've officially packed everything on my bed into these packages, these packing cubes, as well as this, which I do this in a space saver bag because this is kind of like miscellaneous stuff. So these are purses, beach towel, bathing suit, not really outfits, but here I like to organize these by outfits. So like those are all of my outfits for the time that I'm gone. This is extra clothing, jeans, leggings, that kind of thing that I might need, extra shirts, a few extra shorts, that's that, but they're not like sorted out by outfits. And then I have personal items here and then shoes there as well. So this is all going to go into my carry-on. So those were some of the tools and resources that I use and how I use maybe some out-of-the-box thinking to pack for a 9-day trip in a small carry-on suitcase. So I hope you found those helpful. If there are any of the tools or resources that I shared that you already use or that you intend to try, go ahead and let me know in the comments. And also, I learned a lot from the things that you share and some of the resources and tools that you use for your own travels as well. So jump in the comments and let's start a conversation. I'd love to hear what you thought and if there's anything that I recommended in the video that you plan on using for your next trip, especially that tip about the neck pillow and the travel pillow. So please let me know if you do intend to use that or if you knew that before, if this is new information for you. Before you go ahead and hit the subscribe button. There's so many videos that are going to be coming out soon about how to make travel more fun, easy, light, and also what to do when you're traveling, some of the places that I travel to, and just tips and resources to help you do more than vacation, but to make travel a lifestyle. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any videos once they're released, and I will see you next time.